following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, and Newy Scruggs.
All right, everybody, it is Thursday. That means it's time for the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com. I'm Newy Scruggs, longtime Cowboys reporter, joined by former Dallas Cowboys players Barry Church and Danny McCray. Gentlemen, how are we doing here on a Thursday? McCray, I didn't mention your man yesterday giving out those $100 bills over there at LSU.
Listen.
You know,
That's old news. That's old news. I'm throwing up the X today. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Odell.
Okay.
Listen, listen, Newy. The thing about the whole Odell situation is we got so many recruits and so much pub off of that I'm not mad at Odell for that, man. We got, I guarantee you that we got some 5-star guys that came in just based off of Odell and how much he's done and how visible he is for the university. So I'm cool with it.
Hey, why they suspend that man for 2 years like that, man? All he was trying to do was help his boys pay rent. That's all he was trying to do.
Listen, they had to, because if they didn't and they didn't do their self-imposed stuff, then the NCAA probably would have came down a lot harder on them. So, you know, it's something that they had to do. He knew he was doing some stuff, so I'm sure he's not mad at the university.
So LSU, and this is the thing I get, and this is what I don't understand about the NCAA. Who they choose to condemn and who they choose to let roll scot-free. You mean to tell me that Odell Beckham Jr. is the only person around there slapping these guys with a little bit of cash on the side?
No.
I mean, that's the thing I'm laughing about. It's like, you can't tell me any university worth its salt is slapping kids with something these days. You better
look at Texas A&M. Look at Texas A&M. I mean, they got some of the richest boosters there is. I mean, it's crazy.
But
you know,
it was visible. But it was like he did it on national TV and got caught handing it out.
Yeah, he was definitely tripping. Yeah, he was definitely tripping on that one.
It was one of my boys, a big Florida State fan, and when Jameis got caught with the crab legs, I got on him. I said, "Hey man, look, if you all trying to really be an SEC school, how come some booster didn't slap this man with a gift card to that grocery store that he's at all the time?" I said, "This man shouldn't be having to go out here with the wink, wink, nod from the guy. Just slap this dude some real gift cards. Like, take care of your people, man." That's it. I know it's the ACC and it's a basketball league, but if you want to roll like the SEC, can you roll like the SEC? I mean, Jimbo came from LSU. He knows how it is. Tell the boosters to take care of the players. Can't just sit around here like that.
Was he just coming off a Heisman after he got busted with them crab legs?
Yes.
Man, you can win the hot man. It's crazy in these streets, man. It's crazy.
Hey, now,
like I said, man.
And for the record, I don't know nothing about nobody giving out no money at no university.
Oh, that's a bold-faced lie. Wow.
I don't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
you just gonna lie like that?
By the way, I want to make that clear. Besides catching Odell on camera, I don't know nothing about nothing that y'all talking about.
Boy, talk about the lies
your
we tell ourselves.
Your character sheet getting long, D-Mac. Your character sheet getting long, man.
It ain't longer than Newy's. Newy's finna go into a whole denial stage over here about. I'm sure he gonna say he didn't say nothing about what we talking about next.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the SEC. It's the SEC, Danny. Okay, it's the SEC. Okay, stop that. Stop that.
Hey,
all right,
listen. I'm not confirming it.
Okay, let's talk about the Cowboys right here on the Players Lounge. All right, McCray, let's go there. Mike McCarthy with the hope message today, as he said, and I quote, "Win the division games, you win the division." So Mike McCarthy is on that feel-good tip. They've got Washington coming up this week. It's a road game. You're at Philadelphia next week. So Mike McCarthy is focusing in on the positive of, hey, got to win these NFC East games. They're already 1-0. There you go. You like that? You like that, huh? You like that?
No. Absolutely no. Let me tell you something about the whole division thing and all that stuff. He really has to watch out for Philly, because I'm watching Philly, and I see when they get healthy, they're going to be a different team. They get their receivers back. They get Miles Sanders. When he gets back, he'll be healthy. And all of a sudden, you got weapons on the outside. Our defense isn't very good, so that'll be a battle for us. We got Washington coming up, who has an awesome defensive line. Our offensive line is shaky, so that isn't very good. And we played a very close game with the New York Giants and almost lost that one if it wasn't for some guy not getting set on time on that special teams play. So if you think about it, we could lose all these games just as well as win them. So I don't want to hear feel good about none of that. Go up here and beat Washington, and then maybe you could say that.
Hey, well, you know what, Mike? Let me go ahead and sip some of this Kool-Aid, because I'm right there with you, big dog. Look, man, this division is trash. And I had a couple of my, Monday, Tuesday, a little bit of Wednesday. I was kind of frustrated, so I let my emotions speak for the better of me. But I'm right there with you, Mike. You can go ahead and you could take the reins of this division. Go ahead and take off the Washington Redskins. Look, all you got to do is get 7 wins. That's all you got to do is get 7 wins. I think we can beat New York again. I think we can sweep Philadelphia. And I think we can sweep Washington. So, look, you might lose all these other games. You might lose to Baltimore. You might lose to Philly, all that good stuff. But if you can get to 7 wins, which I think this team can do, I think you can get to the playoffs. So I'm going to start sipping some Kool-Aid, man. I got it back.
What have you seen?
Man.
Tell me what you've seen to make us think that they can sweep the division.
Look, don't worry about what I seen, man. All right? Just know. Just know. All right? We coming back. I'm sipping the Kool-Aid. I'm with you, Mike. Your boy's here, man. I'm with you.
This is gonna be your worst. This is gonna be your worst week for picks. This is gonna be your worst week. I can almost guarantee you that.
Hey, I'm promoting Danny to the haters club already. All right? He's the haters club. Big Mike, I'm with you. I'm gonna sip some of this Kool-Aid for you, Big Mike.
1998.
Well, how the tables turn.
1998. This is the last time they swept.
That's how the tables turn.
Just remember 98.
1998 was the last time we swept the division. And I'm sitting here listening to church a couple weeks ago talking about how the Kool-Aid don't have no sugar and all this other stuff. Now all of a sudden, I don't know, Mike McCarthy gave one speech about how when you play one game at a time, the same speech that every coach gives, and you're like, now the Kool-Aid got some sugar in it. I'm confused.
I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm going to tell you what happened to the Kool-Aid. So, Mike, you know what I'm saying? We wrapped it up. We talked after that loss to Arizona. I gave him a call. I'm like, look, Mike, we got to fix something out. We got to figure something out, man. This ain't going the way we thought things were going to go. You making my name Nostradamus look bad. So we talked, and I filled up that. I redid the Kool-Aid. I went and put some sugar in there, spun it all up, got that red Kool-Aid going. So, hey, we're good, man. Me and Mike are good. We're like this now.
So you taking responsibility for some of the stuff that's going to happen for the rest of the season. So if it goes bad, this was the phone call you put in, and this is the advice you gave, and it didn't work out. Nostradamus, right?
Look, I'm telling y'all, we're going to get to 7 wins. That's what I'm telling you. You heard it from CB, Chris Bean. The last time we swept the division was 1998. And look, it's time to do it again.
And this is the year. Our worst team since 1998.
This is the year, man. This is the year.
All right. Okay. All right. Now, write it down, Newy. I see you write it down. Write it down. Barry Church says we're going to sweep the division.
Jot that down.
At
Go ahead and jot it down.
2:37 p.m., Church says 7 wins. Church has 7 wins.
We're going to win 7-9 in the playoffs.
Oh, 7-9. Wait, 7-9 playoffs, division champs.
I think that was my prediction anyway. So, I mean, hey, it's just relax. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
That was actually my prediction. I think you went like 5 and something.
Right, so 7-9. I got it written down.
You got it written down? You got it?
Yeah, I'm writing it down. Oh, yeah, hey, baby. I keep it right here on the handy dandy, baby. Okay, so at 10, and I got the time. I time stamped this one 2:37. Okay, I want to make sure it's time stamped 2:37 at 10/22, 2020. Mike McCarthy came out and said, "Win the division games, you win the division." And Barry just decided to go choke himself all on this Kool-Aid. Okay, all right.
That's confusing.
The Kool-Aid's poured. All right, the Kool-Aid.
He didn't tell you.
It's in there.
But Church, He didn't tell you nothing that you didn't know. Win the division games and you win the division. Duh.
Look, I told you already. Don't worry about what me and McCarthy know. I already told you what, you know what I'm saying? Don't worry about all that. Just know what's going to happen
Coach
at the
Church.
end of the season.
You officially Coach Church now. Coach Church.
Yep, that's what it is. Nostradamus, Coach Church, Nostradamus Church, whatever you want to call me. Cowboys winning the division. 79, man. You heard it.
Okay, Coach. Okay, Coach Church. Let me address this issue here, because this is a very big issue going into the game, and it is obviously the offensive line. All-Pro guard Zach Martin is in concussion protocol, so we still don't know where he stands just yet. I'll assume Conor McGovern is going to be the starter if Zach Martin can't play. And remember, it's a short week because he got hurt on a Monday night. And the left tackle position is still, we think we know what they'll do, but it hasn't been confirmed yet. So Cameron Irving, according to Mike McCarthy, practiced yesterday. He should be called up Sunday at Washington. So you're talking about him as a left tackle, and he only had limited snaps in week number 1. So you're really talking about throwing out a left tackle potentially who's not really played any meaningful game snaps this year. So I think this is something to be concerned about when you're talking about 1, potential 2 new guys starting on this offensive line against a Washington team that does have a formidable defensive line. So you may want to make sure you throw that in there while you're getting drunk on this Kool-Aid.
Look, I'm sipping on the Kool-Aid. I told you I put the sugar in it. And honestly, look, we were 2 fumbles away. We were 2 Zeke Elliott fumbles away from, I think, making that game a lot more interesting than it was. So for me, I think Zeke's going to be able to hold on to the ball. He's going to hold on to the ball, and we're going to be able to do something. Look, man, I'm telling y'all what's going to happen. Y'all can deny it all y'all want to. We going 7-9.
I've never heard that before. I've never heard that. We were 2 fumbles away from a win.
2 fumbles away. Now, I ain't say a win. I didn't say a win. I did not say a win. I said to making that game a lot more interesting. That's all I said.
There was nothing. There was never anything going to be interesting about that game. After like the first 2 drives, when I sent you the text message that said "not for long," when they said this is going to be a defensive fest, it turned into a whole different
Zeke
game.
Ended up fumbling and giving that offense a short field.
Kyler Murray stopped overthrowing his receivers. He started hitting some guys open down the field. They started running the ball, and it was the same story from the beginning of the season. It was nothing new. Andy Dalton didn't look like anything, so Zeke could have ran all he wanted to. He looked like absolutely nothing. So I mean, it wouldn't have been interesting. But listen, you are Nostradamus, 7-9. I cannot wait because the division game is coming. So your whole game could be gone. It'll be gone if they lose
Sunday at 12.
Yeah, exactly. I can't wait.
And it's going to be the first game on our way to winning the division. I'm here with you, Mike. I'm here.
I pray we win. It may sound like I don't. I have hopes for us going to the playoffs and turning something around. I have really high hopes for that, but No. Listen, I've given the game plan. I said we need to run the ball. We need to stick with it. If we do that, that's the start. That's the start. I just want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
So, Church, are the Cowboys actually going to go turnover free? Because they have not done that since week 1. Against the Rams, no turnovers. Against Atlanta, 3 turnovers. Against Seattle, 3 turnovers. Against Cleveland, 3 turnovers. Against the Giants, 2 turnovers. Against Arizona, 4 turnovers.
That's something we're going to have to fix. I'll concede that. Like, if we keep turning this ball over like that, it ain't gonna be no 7-9. We might be 3-13 or 2-14. Who knows what we might be? But we gotta do better on that end. I will concede that. Andy, you can't be out there throwing picks, going all willy-nilly. If it's not there, just throw the ball away. Live to see another down. Zeke, take off the sleeves, get that contact with the skin, and we're gonna be good. We're gonna be good. But we got to take away those turnovers. Got to.
Let me ask you this, because I just got to get clarification. Give me your top 3 things that the team has to do to go 7-9. So 1 is they got to stop turning the ball over. Give me 2 more that you have to see for the Dallas Cowboys to go out there and win the division.
Instead of throwing the ball 54 times, we're going to have to run the ball at least 30 sometimes. I don't care if we're down 14-0 early in the game. Consistently give the ball to Zeke. I think he'll get rid of these fumble problems. You got to go through the offense through him. That's number 2. And number 3, this defense, man, look, I'm not even asking you to play great, good. Just play average. Just play average run defense, average pass defense, and I think we'll be all right to get to 7 wins. Because I'm not asking you to do anything spectacular. Just stay in your gap. Just stay in your gap, and if the ball ends up running into you, make a tackle. But those are the 3 things that we got to do in order to get to 7 and 9.
Okay.
And I think we can do it. it.
Okay.
Got it down. Wrote it. Okay, I've got it down here, Church. Church, you know you're on record, man. Okay, I mean, we got you
on record.
We got you under oath,
Jot it
man.
down, whatever you got to do. Whatever you got to do, I'm there, man. I'm in. I'm sold. I'm in there. I'm with you, Mike. You ain't by yourself on this one.
Oh, listen, we on the same page on what the on what they need to do to win. But I mean, since you talked to Mike, I mean, I'm sure you probably got some inside information that that's what they gonna do. If they do that, I'm riding all the way with you. I say 7-9 and do it, but they haven't shown me anything that proves that that's gonna be the game plan or the defense can play that way.
So you jumping on the 7-9 or what?
No. I know I'm not, because I don't believe that they are going to do all 3 of those things. I don't think that's gonna happen.
All right. Hey, Mike, you heard that. Throw Danny into the Doubters Club, too. He ain't trying to jump on this bandwagon with us, so it's all good.
I've been in the Doubters Club since 2 weeks ago, so, I mean, don't throw me in there. I've been in there.
Barry, you roll it out here with hope and change, and I'm not right there with you on that. When we come back, Mike McCarthy has Barry Church backing him, and there's another player backing Mike McCarthy, and I'll tell you exactly what that player said as the Players Lounge continues. Brought to you by Hotels.
Throw up the X,
right
baby.
DallasCowboys.com.
Throw up the X.
Hey there, Cowboys fans. With Tide Cleaners at-home pickup and delivery, cleaning your clothes has never been more convenient. Simply sign up at your local store, set out your dirty clothes, and one of our Tide Cleaners professionals will come directly to your home for a totally contactless experience. Your clean garments will be returned promptly the next scheduled delivery day, so skip the errand and enjoy life, not laundry. Visit TideCleaners.com or your local store to sign up for Tide Cleaners at-home pickup and delivery today.
I'm Jay Novacek, former tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. Back in the day, I was the guy who always got the tough yards, and that's why I run with John Deere today. In fact, I have a John Deere 3025E tractor that can handle any yard work I need to do, even the tough yards way out back. So if you have 1 acre or 1,000, John Deere has the equipment that's just right for you. Visit a John Deere dealer today and run with us. We are the official tractor provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
We're back with a tasty treat that's sweeping airwaves and taste buds. It's new Dr. Pepper and Cream Soda. Let's take a listen.
Dr. Pepper and Cream Soda's here. A new combo that's music to my ears, okay? Let's play. Cream Soda and Dr. Pepper time. Pour it in a glass of ice.
Ah, music to my ears and mouth. New Dr. Pepper and Cream Soda.
A delicious duet.
Essilor is a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys, helping fans see more and do more with our best vision solutions. Our lens technologies reveal a world more beautiful than you can imagine. For a limited time, get the Essilor Next Gen offer. When you buy the latest generation of Transitions lenses with select Essilor lenses, you can choose a second pair of clear lenses for free with qualifying frame purchases. Restrictions apply. Find a participating eye care professional by visiting EssilorUSA.com. Essilor. See more, do more.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Hey, PBR fans, lock in your seats now for the 2020 PBR Unleash the Beast World Finals, and don't miss a second of the action. PBR lands in the heart of Texas at AT&T Stadium November 12th through the 15th. Get your tickets now at pbr.com or SeatGeek.com. If you have never seen the bull riding, folks, I'm going to tell you right now, it's good. Okay, if you've never gone and seen professional bull riding, it is good. And you want to talk about some of the absolute toughest athletes going, it's those bull riders. Talk to some of these guys and they'll tell you they can't get health insurance. They'll tell you how many body parts that they've broken, and they still get out on these bulls, and they gotta perform. You gotta get out here and ride even if you got some broken bones, because that's the only way you get paid. These are tough dudes, and it is a good show. I can definitely vouch and tell you that. You are checking out the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com. We are in our SWBC Mortgage Virtual Home Studios. I'm Newy Scruggs, joined by Danny McCray and Barry Spagnola right here. And
Hey, you know, that's how we doing today.
He's on that positive
That is
tip
what
today.
we doing today.
So Barry said he's drinking the Kool-Aid. Cowboys going to go 7-9 and win the division. And
Wow.
yeah, so since you're being positive, I wanted you to know that you are not alone, okay? You are not alone. Here's your boy Swiper. Jalen Smith, quote, "The head coach, he's a player's coach. He's about everyone being men. If you've got something to say, own up to it. His door is always open. We can constantly communicate about anything we want to hear. I personally feel that. It's a blessing to have him as a coach. We've got to perform." That's from Jalen Smith. So, Barry Church, Jalen Smith, they're all lining up behind McCarthy, man. It's that kind of Thursday, baby. It's Positive Tip Thursday. Everybody on the positive tip. Swiping for Coach McCarthy. We swiping. Clear eye view.
Go ahead, Daddy. Go ahead. I know you got something to say. Go ahead.
So I was about to say, listen. I'm all for it, man. Like, line up behind your coach. I just think it's kind of crazy that it took Mike McCarthy to come out and say, "Hey, y'all can come to me and talk to me about anything," before somebody came out and said, "Oh yeah, he's a player's coach. His door is always open." Well, yeah, he just said that, and obviously some people didn't think it was because they spilled some stuff to Miss Slater. So I mean, listen, I hope they tighten up the ship, and I hope the leaders step up and get these guys to start acting right and keeping stuff in house, because that is the quickest way, for this ship to sink a little faster than it is right now. Be a team players, be accountable, and keep that stuff in the locker room so you don't have this type of mess going on.
I mean, I'm glad he joined the McCarthy bandwagon with your boy over here. We with you, Mike. We got Team Swiper and we got your boy Nostradamus. We good for now. We good on the McCarthy bandwagon right now. But wouldn't it be funny if at this whole time it was Jalen the one that snitched up? If this whole time it was him that ended up leaking it, that would be.
Stop it.
I'm not commenting.
Now that would be made for TV right there.
You stop that. You stop that.
I'm not commenting on that.
Okay.
Oh
stop
man.
I'm just telling you right now, you better stop that. Stop that. I'm not even pontificating about that. No, sir.
They're going to find out who it was.
You sure? I mean, I don't know. I don't think they are. I don't think they're
it might not be during the season. It might not be during the season, but eventually it's going to come out. Somebody's going to spill it. Somebody who's no longer on the team after this year, because there's going to be a lot of guys getting released, a lot of guys not coming back, and somebody's going to come out and they're going to exploit whoever said that. I believe it. I believe it's going to happen.
Now, stay with your point right there, McCray, because if this season ends up with a losing record, as all three of us have predicted at this point in time, even if they win the division at 7-9, according to you, Barry Church is still a losing record. They've got a choice to make. Do you stay with Mike Nolan and his defense and change out the players? Or do you say, you know what, Coach Nolan, we don't believe in you and what you're doing. We're going to go ahead and, keep rolling with the players here and bring in someone new. But they've got to make this choice at the end of the year. Are they going to roll with the players or roll with the coaches? Where does Jerry Jones side? I do think that that's a decision that has to be made, because I don't see this thing coexisting.
You can't get rid of enough players to roll with Mike Nolan. I mean, literally, all of them are playing subpar. So I mean, what are you gonna do? Get rid of all of them and bring in all new players? You got a lot of money tied into these guys. So it's I'm putting it up more on Nolan than the players, but the defensive coordinator just does not seem to be inspiring these guys to play the correct way, and the teaching obviously isn't getting done right, because, like we said, they have discipline with the eyes and the feet and the gap control. They haven't done any of that, and they don't play inspired. Or maybe last game, I seen them running a little bit, but then we caught Jalen jogging on the last run, so it was like 98% of it was good, and then 2% was like, well, what the hell's going on? They just forgot about the inspiration. So I think it's Nolan. I think you stick with the players, you bring somebody else in that doesn't switch the scheme up and make these guys do something they're not used to, and let them play, without thinking so much.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to how they end up finishing the year. If it's extremely bad right now. We've all seen the tape. We've all seen the loafs going on out there. But for some reason, if they're able to string together a couple wins and string together a couple good performances on the defensive side of the ball, especially heading into maybe the playoffs or heading into next year, I think they'll keep them around. I think they'll switch out a couple players here and there. But to me, it all just comes down to how they're able to finish out the year.
Okay. Yeah, obviously.
My bad. Hey, listen, if they shut down Baltimore, they shut down Pittsburgh, they come out and put some performances up, against those teams, they have some high-powered offensive teams that can score, then maybe he has a chance. But if you shut down Philly, you shut down Washington, you go out there and get ran through by those other teams, then I think he's out of here for sure.
Well, just to go back and look at the first game, all right, the first game, they held the Rams to 20 points. But after that, this defense gave up 40 to Atlanta, 39 to Atlanta, 38 to Seattle, 49 to Cleveland, 34 to a bad Giants team, and but wait a minute, I got to take away that 34. That was 7 of them were given up by the offense. So
they took 7 off the board. So I give it back to them. They took 7 off the board.
Okay, all right, okay. And then 38 points by Arizona. So I mean, what we're seeing here is, and especially from a yardage standpoint, what we're seeing here is a historically bad. We're talking about 60 years of Cowboy football, and we have not seen it this bad defensively. And that's where they're going. They're going on pace to set historic lows defensively. And to me, Jerry's got to ask himself with this conversation with he and Mike McCarthy, is it the players or is it the coaching staff? And they've got to decide, what are they going to do, one or the other? And yes, you're right. They have money tied up into Tank Lawrence, and they extended him out. So you can't just sit around here and say, okay, we're going to go to 3-4 and Tank, either you love it or leave it. I mean, they've got to make some decisions here. But right now, we're seeing more 4-3 concepts. And I think they're going to have to stick with that. But I do think at the end of the year, and I expect them to have a losing season the way they're going and the way this defense is played, then they've got to make that decision. And I don't think it's just going to be Mike Nolan. I think it's going to be some more guys on the staff. It's going to be more than just one guy. I mean, from a defensive back standpoint, you guys talk continually about that. Talk to other people who know the National Football League, and they actually question what teaching is going on here because they don't understand how guys are so caught out of position here. So it won't just be Mike Nolan. If they decide that they want to go if they are not going to roll with these defensive coaches, it's going to be interesting, man. It really is, because right now, so far, it's not good. It's just not good.
Hey, Newy, quick question: Is Big Cat still? Is he the assistant D-line coach or is he the head guy?
No, Jim Tom Sula is the defensive line coach, and Leon Lett is the assistant. So, and Jim, once again now, Jim Tom Sula came in here with a really good reputation. You talk about these coaches who came in here, and we all thought, hey, man, this guy's going to be better. This guy's going to make it good. Jim Tom Sula was one of those guys. And so far, it's not looked good at all. Now, I'll ask this question. Is it Jim Tom Sula or is it the players? Is it the Carpenters or the Carpenters' tools? Because Dontari Poe has done nothing. Gerald McCoy ended up with a season-ending injury, never even made it to the regular season. You thought he would be your number one defensive tackle. Tristan Hill became your starting defensive tackle. He's out for the year. Antoine Woods looks as though he's too small for this defense the way they're trying to play it. And maybe now that they're back into a 4-3, he can play a little bit better. Tyrone Crawford, I mean, come on now. I mean, we hardly hear his name called on Sundays.
Yeah, he recorded goose eggs all Sunday. I think he had a 0 stat line on Sunday with 22 snaps.
I mean, so when we start talking about a potential top 10 draft pick next year, start looking at who are some of the best defensive tackles in the game, because there is a definite problem up front with the Cowboys when it comes to defensive tackle spot.
So just to go into the D-line, and coaches versus the players doing bad. So D-Law got paid based on how he was coached from his previous defensive coordinator. Tyrone Crawford, same thing. Robert Quinn came in. He was coached by the previous defensive coordinator who was specialist in the D-line, got paid based off that because these guys were able to play. Tristan Hill was not even getting any playing time based off what they thought of Tristan Hill, the previous defensive coordinator. The new guy comes in. Tristan Hill is the starter. He's having the best camp ever, right? So I'm looking at the coaches because previously these guys have been able to produce. Besides Tank having that off year last year, the guy has been one of the top defensive linemen in the league. And everybody who's come through here has been able to make plays. And then all of a sudden they can't. And Tristan Hill couldn't touch the field last year. And now the coaches see him and he's all of a sudden, spectacular. I mean, I'm going on what the coaches are seeing. And I don't think they're seeing the right stuff coaching the right stuff.
Now, McCray, when we remember that a couple weeks back, we looked at the ratings here, and on those ratings, Christian Hill was rated ahead of Poe. And he was rated ahead of. Let me check my notes here, man. Let me go back and check my notes. But he was the number one defensive tackle, bro. I mean, I know you're trying to sideswipe old boy, but I mean, he was the best. It was the best of a bad punch, man.
Man, that's the guys they brought. That's the guys they brought in. This coaching staff okayed that and brought in and said that we can win with these guys. Marinelli didn't do that. Marinelli brought Tristan Hill in, and he realized they made a mistake. And then he brought Taco in. They realized they made a mistake, right? And they rolled with it. They didn't let those guys get on the field.
But Crawford was already here, so Crawford's on the list. Crawford was already here.
He was balling. Crawford was balling before he got injured. He just come back from injury. He's just not the same guy so far. But it's not like he hasn't been able to play. When Marinelli was here, he was a guy. And he got paid based on how well he was playing.
Okay, but Tyrone Crawford's contract's up at the end of the year, and I think we can all go ahead and understand and know Tyrone Crawford not coming back. Okay, that $9 million that they're paying him this year, Tyrone Crawford won't be here.
$9 million.
Yes, exactly. $9 million. You're making a lot of money. Making a lot of money. So yes, and that's why I just say this whole D line. You've got Alden Smith who's on a 1-year deal. Everson Griffin's on a 1-year deal. So I mean, outside of Tank Lawrence and Tristan Hill, I think Woods is up too.
It's going to be a whole new D line. It's going to be a whole new D line next year for sure.
Right. If the Cowboys end up with a top 10 draft pick, you're talking about having to look at the D line. Whether you want to go defensive end, defensive tackle, we talk about corner. At some point in time, they got to address that safety issue. Does Leighton Vander Esch finish this season? You could be looking at a linebacker. You've had offensive tackle problems here. I mean, you've got issues in places that you can go. Even guard. Let's just say there's another great guard out there like that Quentin Nelson at Notre Dame, who Indianapolis took, and he is as great as Zach Martin has been. This kid is off to that type of start to his career. there could be a guy like that there because Connor Williams will be going into his final year. So they've got options that they can, if they got a top 10 pick, where they can truly look at who's the best player on the board, and he can fit in a whole lot of places on this football team.
Hey, Newy, real quick. Let me ask you real quick. You talked about adding offensive line help. What do y'all think about bringing in Quentin Spain, who I think he just got released from the Bills? I mean, he's an interior guard. I mean, he's been a starter in this league for a while. You think Cowboys should give him a look? Especially with all the offensive line problems we had.
They drafted and used a 3rd-round pick on Conor McGovern 2 years ago.
I'd
like to see I would like to see what this young man has. And here's why you need to know, Church. You better start figuring out, as this season is going downhill, you better start to figure out who are the young guys worth saving and who do you need to go ahead and start to replace. Because if they end up paying Dak Prescott a long-term deal, they're going to have shorter and shorter funds available. So they're going to have to make sure if they draft a player or they have a player that's drafted, that they are able to play and help this team. And if not, they got to move on.
But the season's not even over. We're still in first place. We still got a chance this year. It's not like we're just out of it. We still got a chance this year. We can't just go in there and say, let's see if this guy can do it.
A chance to do what, Church?
You never. Once you get in the tournament, anything can happen. I mean, y'all both know that anything can happen once you get in the tournament. So if all we gotta do is get there. Okay. All we gotta do is get there, man.
I'm just trying to assume, guess who would be the first team that we would play. Would it be like Green Bay? Might be the possibilities of team that we would have to play. Ain't no anything can happen. The best thing that can happen is we don't get blown out.
They thought the same about Eli and them Giants when they had to go up to Lambeau Field. Green Bay was 15-1. I think they was not. That was no anything can happen.
We talking about 9-7 versus 7-9. They had their starting quarterback. 2 more victories. They had a starting quarterback. They had a crazy good defensive line. They played good defense. I mean, this is the exact opposite.
They were trying to get rid of Eli. They were trying to get rid of Eli before that year. It don't matter if they was trying to get rid of him. He was playing well in the playoffs, and their defense was way better than ours. Anything can happen when you get in the playoffs. Anything.
Yeah, you got some serious Kool-Aid going. You got some serious Kool-Aid. Take another sip. Take another sip of that Kool-Aid.
Go ahead.
We've got to take another break here. I've got no words listening to Church today. I mean, he's not just drinking Kool-Aid. He done spiked it. Church done drinking that Kool-Aid, man.
Yeah, talking about a 180. This is crazy.
Liquor. Some hard liquor. Okay, let's discuss more right here on the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com.
Top 2 haters in the game right now.
Radio.
Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Want to show your Texas and team pride too? You can. By purchasing your own Stetson, you can look just like how the flag guys do on field at every home game. Stetson hats, the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys, and your favorite football team.
Get yours today at shop.dallascowboys.com or at stetson.com.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not too...
It's right above the subway!
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus.
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's Best Network. Come into an AT&T store to find out how to get one of our popular smartphones for $0 down, based on GWS 1 score September 2019.
To Dallas's frontline responders, thank you. To show its gratitude, Tide is offering free laundry services in Dallas to the families of frontline responders. Simply bring your laundry and your identification to Tide Cleaners, and they will wash it within 2 days. One thing less for you to worry about. While you take care of us all, Tide will take care of the laundry for the families of frontline responders. To learn more and find a location near you, visit hope.tidecleaners.com.
Essilor is a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys, helping fans see more and do more with our best vision solutions. Our lens technologies reveal a world more beautiful than you can imagine. For a limited time, get the Essilor Next Gen offer. When you buy the latest generation of Transitions lenses with select Essilor lenses, you can choose a second pair of clear lenses for free with qualifying frame purchases. Restrictions apply. Find a participating eye care professional by visiting EssilorUSA.com. Essilor. See more, do more.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Hey, you can tour AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys, run on the field, see the locker rooms, and so much more. AT&T Stadium tours presented by SeatGeek are available daily. Visit attstadium.com for details. You are in the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com. I'm Newy Scruggs, longtime Cowboys reporter, joined by Barry Church and Danny McCray. And Church is feeling it today. Church is out there saying it with his chest. Church believes. Hey, Church has hope and change for these Cowboys.
And it's going to happen. I'm telling y'all right here, y'all heard it first, it's going to happen. We're going to win a division, 7-9, and we're going to go to the playoffs. Now, what happens when we get in there, I don't know yet. I haven't seen that far yet into the future, but it's going to happen, all right? And then we got the captain of the haters club, the doubters, my co-host, Newy, and Danny over here, but it's all good because we don't need that negativity on this McCarthy bus ride, all right? We're going places, man.
So, Newy, check this out. So now we the haters, right? So we all of a sudden the haters. My man made a 180 from the first 6 weeks of the season, and then all of a sudden, and now since we not on his side, we the haters. I'm telling you, delusional. you are delusional. You went out there and you shot a good golf game yesterday. Then you came back in here today, feeling super optimistic, and it's not really making sense to us. But listen, I have ultimate faith that within 2 weeks you'll be right back on our side.
All right, we're gonna see. We're gonna see, man.
All right, so gentlemen, another name, since we're talking about the Cowboys here, is Randy Gregory. So Randy Gregory can play this week. He's practiced. Mike McCarthy said positive things about Randy Gregory. And just reading social media, I know Cowboy fans are talking about Randy Gregory and how much it'll help on the pass rush. And I simply say this. If you're another team out here, you're trying to run through the tackles. You know, you're trying to run between the guard, the center. I mean, you're trying to run inside because the Cowboys have yet to stop the run. And, you know, okay, Randy Gregory can help pass rush, but right now, if you're a team, you're trying to run the ball on the Cowboys. I mean, Arizona came in here and ran for 261. They hadn't done that all year long. Kenyon Drake has been a regular guy. This dude rolls off 164. Devontae Freeman was out on the street 2 weeks later. He's running against the Cowboys and looking strong. So, I still have to see some improvement on this defensive up front with defensive tackles before I can sit around here and think that somebody off the edge is going to help. I mean, we thought Everson Griffin was going to help this football team. What's Everson Griffin done? Not a whole lot, 1.5 sacks. So to me, that D-line, if I'm an offensive coordinator, if I'm Scott Turner of Washington, I'm sitting up here trying to figure out how can I run Antonio Gibson up in the guts of this Cowboys defense here.
Hold on, Newy. Don't forget now. I know you want to put it all on defensive tackles, but we ain't holding the edge on the defensive ends either. I think we've been beat on 2 reverses, 1 for a touchdown, 1 for a pass for a touchdown. I think Aldon Smith out there on the edge, D-Law out there on the edge. We giving that up too. So let's not just put the whole running game, you know, on those defensive tackles. We have not performed in the running game like we're supposed to, inside or outside. So the edges will be under attack, and so will the inside.
That 3rd and 11, Kyler Murray just runs around the pocket. Everson Griffin didn't set the edge. It was 2 different times in the football game where Griffin didn't set the edge and Kyler Murray just ran right around him. So, but I don't think you got to worry about Kyle Allen doing that this week.
No, well, D-Law didn't set the edge on the last reverse for a touchdown. You know, they run that right to the right side, right around us, and they run it in for a tug. So I mean, we having issues all over the place.
I had Christian Kirk on that play, so that was okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I said to myself, if it's got to happen, at least let it be good for my fantasy team.
Church, do you expect anything great out of Randy Gregory when he comes back this week, or if he plays this week?
Nah, I don't expect anything great out of him. But then again, I didn't expect anything out of Aldon Smith, and he came out here and balled out. So for me, hopefully he can provide some type of juice, some type of pop, at least some type of edge to this defense. And but overall, you know, this being his first game back, if he's able to even crack the lineup and get in there and do some work, I don't see much from him. But hopefully we can at least get some hustle. He can provide some type of juice, some type of edge to this defense. But we'll see.
All right, stay with Aldon Smith here, guys. He didn't practice yesterday because he had a neck injury. He jammed his neck. He'll be limited today. Mike McCarthy says he doesn't think it's anything big, and he expects Aldon Smith to be in the lineup as the Cowboys go up to Washington to face the Washington football team. Aldon Smith, obviously, the Cowboys' leading sack leader at this point in time in the season. So that's the latest on Aldon Smith and his situation.
Look, negative me with Mike McCarthy in this. I don't think anything's a big deal because we heard that about La'el Collins, we heard that about T. Smith. Now we're hearing this about Aldon Smith. So I'm taking all this. You know, I don't think it's a big deal stuff with a grain of salt. You know, hopefully he's okay, but you know, none of that means anything to me anymore.
Oh.
All right, we got 3 minutes left in the show. So I know you guys want to talk about one of your former teammates here, possibly signing a contract.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Church.
Look, man, I'm doing it already, man. Throw up the X. All right, we've been talking about this thing for about, what, a year and a half? And my boy Newy, you know, captain of the haters club over there, he was talking about, we don't want to see any more of these posts. He's doing routes on air. I mean, are we done seeing these Dez Bryant videos? No, we're not done because the team looked at those videos and they said, you know what? He still got some juice left in the tank. So let me go see if he can come out for a workout. So he's going to go up to Baltimore. He's going to work out. And I'm sure, if barring any injury, he's going to go up there, destroy that workout. He's going to start on the practice squad. And you know what happens from there. We've seen it plenty of times this year. Guys, veterans on the practice squad being brought up to the regular team. Look, this is a guy that I think can still give you a threat in the red zone. He still has that jump ball potential. So look, I'm throwing up the X, man. I'm drinking his Kool-Aid too, throwing up the X. Let's do something in Baltimore, man. Let's ball out.
I absolutely think he's going to make a difference in Baltimore. And to get on Newy again, Church, he already went up there and killed the workout. And then after he killed the workout and he came home, I heard somebody say, are we done with this now? They sent him home. Yeah. All right, he's not getting picked up. And now we talking about, he's going to be on the practice squad. Well, he has to. He hasn't played in a long time. They're not going to take up a roster spot for a guy who's not going to be on the active roster. They got to get him acclimated. They got to make sure that he's healthy. They can't just go out there and throw him out there. He is coming off an Achilles injury. So, yeah, he's going to start on practice squad, but he will be on the active roster. And guess who was right? Me and Barry Church. Dez Bryant on the NFL team this year. What you got to say about that, Newy Scruggs?
Real quick before you go, Newy. Real quick before you go.
Not a game. Not active roster. We're talking about the practice squad. Okay,
he gonna be on there.
He hasn't signed yet.
By the time they play Dallas, he gonna be on the active roster. By the time they play Dallas, he gonna be on the active roster.
Come on, Newy, keep it real. You know the practice squad is something totally different this year than it has ever been. It is not the same practice squad that you try to make it seem like. It's what they sign you on to get started and get you acclimated before you go out there and have to take up a roster spot. So that it's not the practice squad as you think about it in the past. This is a totally new thing. Brandon Carr started on the practice squad, and then he was on the active roster ASAP, I think within the first week. So this type of stuff is happening all around the league. So practice squad doesn't mean anything. That means we like Dez, and now we want him on our team. We're going to get him acclimated, and then he'll be on the active roster as soon as he's ready.
Okay, we got a minute left. So I'm going to ask you this simple question. December 3rd, the Cowboys travel to Baltimore. Will Dez Bryant be a member of the Ravens and playing against the Dallas Cowboys December 3rd?
The only thing that'll stop him from doing that is if he suffers an injury or he's not healthy.
That's a yes/no question, sir. That's a yes question. That's a yes/no question, sir.
Yes, if he's healthy.
Yes, without a doubt.
Okay. And with that, we conclude the Players Lounge for this Thursday. We will have our predictions tomorrow as the Cowboys take on the Washington football team. It is Dallas week up there in Washington. We don't call it Dallas week down here because nobody cares about Washington. So for Barry Church, Danny McCray, I'm Newy Scruggs, and thanks to our producer Chris Beam who kept us on the air. This has been the Players Lounge brought to you by Hotels.com on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Start drinking that Kool-Aid, ladies and gentlemen. Start drinking it.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!